Tuesday night, the time is right. Grab a seat, growing live tonight. Golden glory tales untold. Legends rise where the rivers roll. Flash in your pan, come on in. Where stories start and the fun begins. Treasure hunters, miners too. Tuesday night, we're here with you. From the creek bed to the claim, digging deep, chasing fame. We got friends from far and wide, so hit that chat, don't be shy. Flash in your pan, come on in, it's where resort in the fun. Big treasure hunters, miners too, choosing here with you. Who's got painters, got gold? We do. Who's got stories never told? Let's hear 'em. Who's here for the biggest prize? Tuesday night, Hangout Live. Flash in your pan, come on in, where the stories start and the fun begins. Strike and pressure to survive. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. Let's get digging.
Tuesday night, Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, the time is right. Grab your gear, let's shine that light. Stories, laughs, and tales untold. Talking treasure, chasing gold. Flash in your pan, it's the place to be. Hanging out with friends like family and pan the dirt. Hear the tales, strike it rich, you just set sail. Tuesday night, Hangout Live. Legends told and secrets shared, miners, diggers, all who dare. From deep in the hills sees a river wide, we're talking gold, the good times tonight. Flash in your pan, it's the place to be. Hanging out with friends like family and pan the dirt. Hear the tales, strike it rich, you just set sail. Tuesday night, Hangout Live.
Golden story tonight, I do flash.
Let's hear it.
You ever found that dream of the low, still digging but never too old?
Flash in your pan, it's the place to be. Bring your stories, come join the spree. Lift your glass, let's all unite. For Tuesday's Hangout, let's go tonight. Welcome to Tuesday night, Hangout Live. Let's get this party started.
Hey, YouTubers and friends, how are all of you doing tonight? Absolutely fabulous. Travis, great show last night with Red Nation and their guest, Kayla Johansson. And you have a lot of good guests coming up in months ahead, just like me. But here, let me talk a little about it. Wait, there, damn it. I was gonna bring up something and open the wrong thing. Where the hell? There it is. But last night on the Red Nation's live stream, that's that guy right down here who said hi to everybody. This guy right here, he's one of the hosts of the Red Nation. There's some Canadians, some Canadians, and some Montanians, and I believe Joe's part of the Red Dirt Nation, and he's from New York. But on March 24th, they're having my friend and Bering Sea Gold cast member, and now he's actually was working on the camera side of production for Raw Television. Brian Wilder, also known as American Gold Prospecting. Then March 31st, Vern Atkins. He's a great guy. He's been on a couple of times. Steve Rydell, I really like the guy. He was fun having on. Then Ray Russo, Steve Rydell be on April 7th and April 14th. Ray Russo is a great guy, good friend. Then on April Fool's Day, I have this guest, Justin Peterson of Gold Rush Whitewater. You'll have him on the 27th. And then my friend Mike Pung, inventor and prospector of the Gold Cube, Banjo Pan, great guy, great sense of humor. On the 28th of May, Sean Pomeranke, nice. And Carlos, I told you, no problem with Carlos. Great guy, be a great guest. It's going good, Robert, going good. Buenos dias or buenas noches. No, it ain't night in Cali yet. Buenos dias, bien amigo de Vivia. Hola. ¿Cómo está usted? Bien. I can't understand it or know Spanish, David. I about know enough to get my ass kicked well. Or get my ass kicked really bad. I used to know a lot more when I was back home in Cali or on the West Coast. But Annie, good to see you. No worries, Travis. Mr. Lodak, the world's greatest moderator, my good friend, and Robert DePatti and Heather, good to see you. Give Erie Deary a hug for Uncle Ed. Mario Santa Ana, welcome. Mikasa Sukasa, Prairie Prospecting, good to see you. Moons over Miami, good seeing you. Hobo Rob, thanks for stopping in. Enjoy your meeting night tonight. William, good to see you. Gotta do what you gotta do, and gotta think about your head and your heart and soul first. So just stay in touch, my friend. Nightbot, keep up the good work. David Alphonsati, Art, good to see you. Billy, Rusty Nugget Prospecting, good seeing you. Caleb, our friend from down under, and metal detectorist extraordinaire, full of gold. Good seeing you, Caleb. Megadog, just know I'm thinking about you when you watch the replay later. I know you probably have some hockey match or something you got to work at or whatnot. Ken, the dredging legend, Idaho dredging legend himself in the house. Ashlow, hello. Welcome. Welcome to Tuesday Night Hangout Live. Oh, Willie. What a guy. Willie's a return guest to Tuesday Night Hangout Live. He was on in October of 2023. He's come a long way since that in the YouTube world. He's kind of a modest guy. We might touch on it. Maybe not. I just want to hang out with the guy, maybe swing detectors with him when I get back to Arizona someday. They're available at prospectorsdream.com. There is a referral link down in the description. It just pretty much lets Dave and Tim know they heard about them through me, and you come from through me. Prospector's Dream does treat me and Flash in Your Pan and Tuesday Night Hangout Live very well. And actually, next week, they'll be our sponsor for a giveaway for one of these cute little things right here. The keychain, cleanup sluice, USB pump. We'll be giving one of those away next week on our end of the month Open Line Tuesday. But my friend waiting in the back room is Willie Shiny Gold. He's a desert prospector, like totally two different worlds from what I do, where I've always had plenty of water in the areas for the most part where I've prospected. It's like two different worlds. He nuggets hunts with the detector and dry wash and stuff. I dredge and high bank and use my detector to find mostly man-made heavies and in the stream, baling wire, lead shot, bullets, and usually where those fall out, your gold falls out also. Though top secret, you better not tell no one or I'll haunt you. There is actually gold in Ohio, nuggets even, and pickers, Indiana too. But you didn't hear it from me. But I do utilize my detector, but not quite the way my guest does. But I did get a mail call, some kinky pay dirt on a challenge from Careless Whispers. I know when I did the mail call, I said I might do it over the weekend, but I doubt it. I been extremely busy. I want to do a live doing it this coming weekend, though, if I can. But I have a place set up down here. Are we back? Sorry, everybody. Brightspeed, I swear to heaven. Okay, where was I? I plan on doing this weekend. I set up a place back in my utility room where my water and stuff. It's still kind of nippy out in my shop. But enough of this. I know, froze. I lost. I'm glad you're all here still. I lost. I don't know why. We just got new fiber optics. My uploads like 20 times more than it used to be. I'm hardwired. I'll still have Wi-Fi on my phone, but I'll drop on my computer tower. Mr. Lodak, we'll have to talk about this later. Ed, you gonna run that with a keychain sleuth? You know, I just might. I just got something from Prospector's Dream. It's actually a voltage regulator that slides onto my Milwaukee batteries, and I could actually power it with it. I don't know, I might. I was thinking about cheating and using my gold buddy from Prospector's Dream, then panning it. I know it's going to be tedious. It's ball mill material. It's hard rock material that's been pulverized through a ball mill or a bar mill of some sort from Alaska nine finger mining, Creed, you know, so it says kinky dirt, and it's been passed around from Ken, gentleman prospector. Careless Whisper sent it to me. I'll be sending it to Troubled One down south in Ohio, but enough of that. Bill, good to see you. Golden Eagle, Joey, good to see you. All right, with no further ado, I'm going to stop this yapping and get to my guest. So, on this note, we'll be right back in just under a minute. Less than that. I think it's like 48 seconds. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. With your host, Ed Marvin. Tuesday Night Hangout Live is a Flash in Your Pan production.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Dude, I love your intro. I love it. I love it. I love it so much, man.
Well,
I'm still hearing the banjo, though.
Yeah, that's some background music. Is it too loud?
It's a little loud for me, anyway. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know
kind of for me because it's right in our ears. First thing, I'll lower it a little.
What's up, Hobo Rob?
Hey, Rob. Thought you were at a meeting. Alaskan Assassin Avenger.
Dude. Dude, Alaskan Assassin, by the way, I have your hat. I need you to email me your P.O. box. I'm sorry. Anyways.
Oh, he sent you a hat?
No, I'm going to send him one. He was asking for one, and I told him I would. And he's like, "What's your PayPal or whatever?" It's like, "Dude, I don't have one, but I'll just send it to him." You know.
Do you have a Vimo or I don't have Vimo? Do you have Cash App or anything? I'll buy a hat.
No.
I collect them. I'm serious.
No, this one's a special Alaskan hat. That it comes from my buddy. He's a guide in Alaska. He does a lot of hunting and stuff, and so I wear his hats a lot of the times. But anyways, not to get off topic, but
we do that sometimes here on Tuesday night.
I just want to say, since we're off topic, Ed, you're my favorite. You're my favorite, dude. You're my favorite live streamer. I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna make you feel real awkward right now.
You are. You humble me, Willie.
Whatever, man. You have the community and everybody. You're like the hub, dude. You're like
they're great.
You have all reaches, and it's good to have a very well-rounded host. So I can't speak for everybody, but I'm gonna tell you right now, live, that we love it. I'm going to speak for everybody. We love you.
Thanks, Willie.
He doesn't know what to say. He's flabbergasted, but you know what?
You
do a great job, man. You're awesome.
I'm speechless. Speechless, Willie. Damn it.
It's true. It's all true, man. Yeah, hit the like button, Mr. Lodak. Good job.
Right. That's the world's greatest moderator right there, Mr. Lodak. Yeah. I've known that gentleman for a very long time. Dorothy, good to see you always. But man, so what have you been doing for the past 2 years? I've been catching your lives when I can.
Oh man. All right. So, man, this music. I'm sorry, I love it, but it is. Is it just me? All right. Well, now you turned it off. I liked it.
Oh well, do you like it or is it driving you nuts? Here, I'll turn it down more.
No, it's cool, man. All right. So last time, I was in a transition. I was going in between properties, and then let me just tell you. Basically, long story short, I had to. I don't know how to say this, but basically, I had to come back and find my origin. You know, I had to come back and come back from where I came from, and a lot of it blew up real quick, and then I had to take a break. I didn't take a year off from prospecting, but I took a lot of time off from uploading. Let's just say that. If that makes sense.
My friend Willie, he had a magnet fishing channel and he's kind of gave it up. I don't know if it's permanent or not, but one has to do what one has to do. That's why I take summer off for Tuesday Night Hangout Live now. Yeah, I keep my slot active with archives. I'll do a premiere of an archive or something just to keep my time slot active or an update. But I don't work on getting guests. I just take July, August, and September off.
Wait, hold on. July, August, September off?
June, July, August. One of those.
That's all summer. You gotta take some winter time off because there's no way you can go prospecting out here during those months, man.
Well, when I get out that way and I'm more nomadic, which my goal is, I'll be taking off more in the winter time. Here in the winter, in my part of the far Midwest, it's frigid. It'd be like being on top of the San Francisco peaks in Flagstaff.
Well, there you go. There you go. Good reference.
You
Yeah.
know, it's kind of hard for me at my age. If I was 20 years younger, like some of my friends, Aqua Donkey Prospecting Aaron from Gold is Where You Find It. You know, they go out in the wintertime. I used to too at their age, but and if I still snowboard,
you're probably more calculated at this point, huh? It's called wisdom.
Yeah, but I kind of miss those days. But I take July, August, and September off. So that's my vacation break from Tuesday Night Hangout Live. And I started doing it. I think I just started 2 years ago doing it. When Dano got too busy to be co-host, and Jesse and Rose knows Treasure from the Treasure Vixens, when we never missed a day for a good 5 years, easy. Until my mother died 2 years ago, I never missed a show.
Well,
when I had to go back to Washington, I kind of missed a couple of shows.
I think I remember that, but it's okay to take time off, man. And that's what I've come to realize, is that it's okay. It's okay to take time off. You know, I've probably done the same amount of prospecting without the camera on. You know, just me and Mother Nature and Earth. Just just me, just being. And I think it helps a lot. It's very healthy. It's nothing like, I try to share my experiences just like you do. And sometimes you just need some experiences for yourself. And I think that makes you probably very well-rounded and more attuned to what you're doing and why you're doing it. Like, look at a lot of the members of yours, it's just everybody does their own thing, but you're here for a reason. And I feel like if you take some time to focus on yourself, sometimes that's the healthiest and probably the best option that you can probably go with. A lot of the time, anyway.
Sometimes it's definitely needed.
Definitely.
Because there's times if I didn't, I would have totally thrown in the towel and say, fine. To be blunt, F it. Just, hey, Tammy's here.
Well, it's not easy to broadcast. It's not easy to do live streams. It's not easy to throw up a camera when you're in the moment and you're locked in. It's none of that's easy.
You're
but
right.
You got to remember that you're the coolest thing is the internet. Everybody can be connected. Because I don't have a whole lot of friends, but when I post something on the internet or something, it feels like there's a lot more people out there like me. That's what kind of drives me is I want to share it with more people than I can reach, physically. Mm-hmm. So it really helps out. So that's why I wanted to I kind of wanted to put you on the spot and tell you, I honestly think that you're one of my favorite. So, and it's because you've grown the community. You've done a glorious job. And thanks, man.
You're more than welcome. Thank you. See, when that kind of stuff right there, I've always heard when I've needed it the most. I'm sure you have too, probably. When you're just like not saying nothing, but you're about ready to just say, it isn't worth it. Yeah, I like doing it, but I just might give it all up. And then someone says that comment, or they recognize you somewhere, and they're like, oh man, I never knew, and you got me into prospecting, or
Exactly. Yeah.
started my YouTube channel because of you, or started live streaming. And it just kind of lights that fire under your butt and remotivates you. And that's kind of weird.
No, it is weird, honestly, because it's new. You know, like we never had this technology. We haven't had this before, and I honestly started I started documenting just what I was doing by myself. The whole YouTube thing was never the intention behind it. I have years of just me going out by myself. I had no friends doing any of this. I would just watch YouTube. And I feel like because I was watching like Bill Southern and Jack Tucker and you know, a little bit of Dan Hurd, you know, here and there, but like I just a lot of gold what is it, gold Bering Sea or Bering
Bering Sea gold.
Bering Sea gold, yeah. Like even though I'm from the desert, but see, like none of these guys had to do any of that, but it connected me. So I felt like, well, I've been documenting, you know, all this stuff, so why not share it? And yes, you do get the crazy people here and there with the comments, but it's the people who come out and say stuff like, "Hey, man, that you really helped me out with this, that, the other thing, or whatever." It comes back tenfold, and it's just. It's hard for me to use, you know, like I don't have the words to describe it, but it's those people outweigh the negative energy tenfold, if that makes any sense.
Oh, definitely to me. Yes. Makes a ton of sense.
What's up, buddy? Come on in.
Tammy, say hi to Bill for us. The Nugget Shooterette's in the house. The better half to the Nugget Shooter. So. Oh, you did say hi?
That's another thing too that I like about how you do your thing, man. You really engage with everybody else.
Well,
it's really annoying. Well, you should. It's annoying to watch some of these live streamers that do this, and they just completely ignore everybody. You know, it doesn't even make sense to me. Like the whole reason why you're doing it is to connect with everybody else.
True. And have them be part of the conversation, part of the stream, you know. It's for them anyway. I all this work I do, believe me, it's more than it may appear, is all because I love sharing it with all of you out there live, and you're the reason why I love doing it live. But you interact very well. Ask Baby Blue. She's right here in the house. I know she's one of your mods along with me on your live streams, and I think you interact well with your community during your live streams.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole reason, is because you're given the opportunity for someone who doesn't have that opportunity, and that's why I watch a lot of live streams. You know, that's there's good and bad with the internet. There's a lot of bad with the internet, but I'm trying to hone in on the good, you know.
Right. I definitely hear you. Definitely hear you there. So you moved in, you're at your ranch, farm, whatever. You're at a new location than you once was. Is it closer to better gold?
It's allowed me to get bigger and better machines. Let's just say that.
Okay.
It's also been keeping me busy with upkeep and everything else, but
Yeah.
that part's all said and done basically. But you know what I really want to do is I want to build a giant wash plant on my property and just get some go out to the gold fields and bring it all back. But you know, in order to do it the right way, you have to pay bonds and you have to do all this, that, and the other thing. And it's a lot of work, man. Well, you know what gold mining is, right? Why am I telling you this?
And claims aren't just something, there's work in it, money involved. I've had my few when I lived out west. Yeah, but water where you live's the issue. You know, do you have the water availability to you?
Yeah,
you're in rural, I take it, so you're on well water.
Yeah, but I also get irrigation coming in, so I can order that whenever I want. So that's the idea, is to build a bigger wash plant on the property, and then come in and just bring it in to the home via dump trucks, this, that, and the other thing. But long story short, we started with nothing, and then now we're at the point where one of my really, really close friends, someone who I would die for, he has a drill rig, he has a dump truck, he has excavator, all this stuff. So I'm waiting for him to catch up as far as the properties that he's managing, and then we're going to go out and get the geologists, pay the bonds, do all that, go to one of the claims, and then bring it back to my wash plant here at the property because of logistics, and then start doing it that way. Because if you leave stuff out in the field, there's a lot of potential for bad actors, let's just say that. And it's when you're a smaller operation, you got to be careful of how much money you're leaving out there.
Right.
So that's basically at the point where we're at right now.
Unfortunately, today isn't much different than the Wild West and gold rushes, especially when gold's hitting, bouncing around. Last night, what was it, Mr. Lodak? All time even broke another high. I think it was 3,600 or something like that. Mr. Lodak will put it in the room shortly.
Yeah, I heard 3,000 the other day.
But not everybody who claims to be friends are friends. So you have to be careful of those out to deceive you and use you and abuse you. The modern day Soapy Smiths, Well, who Soapy Smith was, don't you?
Is that an actual person?
Yeah.
No.
He was a huge con man during the Klondike Gold Rush. And
did he say that, did he put it on paper that, geez, I don't know. I know that we had something going on here in this state that they pretty much organized like a small group of people. There was a small group of people, a geologist, maybe a couple of them, the mine keeper, everybody else. basically they said that they were getting more gold than they were, right? Am I on track with that?
Well, Soapy Smith was a conniver in many ways. I think he originated from the gold fields of Colorado and was a conniver and a con, but up in Skagway area and stuff like that, he actually claimed to have what's that? You were able to wire stuff to loved ones. And he had like a telegraph wire going from his office out to the woods, and it ended there. And he'd con people left and right, and he was notorious. And his thugs have killed and maimed, and wasn't a good guy. But there's towns in like the Mojave and stuff that were all a con, a sham. I did a short on one not too long ago.
I'll have to check it out.
And I forget the name of it, but it was, oh shoot, someone help me. But they built a town and they built everything and told people that there was rich ore, and it was all a facade, and they took them for their money and sold them bogus claims.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Exactly. Yeah. So there was, I think it was more than just him, but there was a group of bad actors, let's just say, that they would go out and they would report back the most rich gold ore you've ever found, and then they would sell these off or whatever it was. I forget the details because it's been like 4 years since I dug this up.
Right.
And then they found out later, like years later, after all the investors and everything else went through and all this other stuff, that they were just bogus. I forget the names specifically, but I think I'm kind of on track with what you're saying. But in a smaller, like on a smaller scale, I can tell you, like one of the most important lessons that I've ever learned is always trust. You always got to be careful who you trust with good information. And it could be a really, really close friend of yours that you think, until maybe you strike some gold and then things change.
Gold has a tendency of bringing out the worst or the best in people. I've come to know firsthand throughout the decades.
Absolutely, man. There's no better truth. No better truth than that. And some of my closer friends, it's just, things get weird, it sucks, but
it sucks, but hey, they could have shown it a lot later on down the road and made it even worse. Rock Butcher, Jim, good to see you.
Rock Butcher's in. Well,
yeah,
I haven't seen Rock Butcher in a long time.
He's probably busy working with some mine somewhere. Good evening, all from the Great White North. Hope all is well. All are well. Doing well. All right, Alaskan Assassin is rocking my FlashFam, hashtag FlashFam tee. Excellent. I'm glad you like it, brother. Hey, here's one of your crowd. Thanks for sharing, by the way. Rural Beast.
Real Beast.
Be Real Beast. Yeah.
Yeah. I call him Bereal, but Be Real Beast. He's the real Mr. Beast, basically.
Right.
Yeah. So here's the thing: is I haven't been doing a whole bunch of these live streams lately. I did one the other day, cutting some agates. They're outstanding. One of my really close friends, Josh from Native Arizona Adventures, he has a YouTube channel, and he took me to the spot that basically only him and one of his very, very close friends knows about. So I decided I'm going to be cutting those on some live streams because I never even knew that they existed here. And I was honored to go out with him. I got like a whole bucket full of agates. But Burial Beast is one of the original supporters, I think, on the channel from quite some time ago. And I think I'll be doing some more gold mining things. there's a lot of big things that are in the work that I haven't told anybody about right now. Maybe we can talk about it here. Just kind of enlighten you.
That's all up to you.
I got some notes here. I mean, whatever you want to do, man.
Yes.
Wait a second. Hold on. Did you say Sean Pomeranke is going to be on your show?
Not on mine. I'll talk to him. I haven't reached out to him. He's going to be on Travis's show. Travis, are you still here? The Red Dirt Nation.
And did you say Mike Pung invented the banjo pan?
Yeah, Mike and Red Wilcox invented the banjo pan.
I had no idea. What is it? The gold cube that I knew about?
Yeah, Mike and Red also collaborated and worked on the gold cube. Mostly Mike. It's at Mike's place where Mike in Oklahoma has like 4 houses in the same neighborhood, like next door to each other.
Oh, really?
One's his assembly plant for gold cube, and one's another, and one's a gold house and whatever. But yeah, him and Red Wilcox came up with the gold cube, and he came up with the gold cube mostly because he's out on Lake Superior and his family's up here in Lake Superior area, and that's why he made something like the gold cube, to get really fine talcum powder gold. But they also came out with the banjo pan too.
Well, yeah, I knew about the gold cube. I didn't know about the banjo pan, or I guess it would be a sluice, right?
Yeah, you could. I was a beta tester for Mike and Red on that, but it's funny, when I got it, it was a wicked cold winter. And like where usually I could break ice to get in, the ice was so thick and the water was so down, I had nowhere to work, and it was just that damn cold outside. So I used it in my shed as a cleanup sluice, and I gave my feedback on it in my shed, and that's pretty much where I use my banjo pan. I've used it like once or twice on the river. I don't really like it. I'd rather use my Pioneer pan or my production Gold Claw or something, or a dredge or a high banker or something. But I love my banjo pan in my shed as a cleanup sluice. And of course I put Micro Mat from Dream Mat from Prospector's Dream in it. And it's really funny though. Mike Pun, I love you, brother, but I like David Peterson and Tim Peterson too. They've been I sell Dream Mat at gold shows in my area, and I'll have everything that Mike Pun invented, the banjo pan with Dream Mat in it. I'll have my gold cube with Dream Mat in it. And
really?
Mike really loves the Vortex matting, which is nothing more than the underbelly of conveyor belt. and it works great for fine gold. It's a pain in the butt to clean out, as you know.
Yeah.
It's a pain to clean out, but I love Dream Mat, and I like Gold Cube, and the two of them together are two great inventions that make an even better tool. And at gold shows, Mike would walk by, like the last time we had second to the last gold show we had here in my area, I was like one booth from the entry door, and Mike comes in, and my Gold Cube's there with Dream Mat. My banjo pan's there in the tub recirculating with Dream Mat. He just kind of looks at me, shakes his head.
Yeah.
Two great products married together.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've seen a Dream Mat and a Gold Cube before, honestly.
Oh, well, you'll be seeing more. You'll be seeing it more. Look out for it. Want me to send you a mat? I'll send you a micro mat.
Oh, man, yeah.
If you want to throw one in your Gold Cube, I'll send you one.
I don't have a Gold Cube. I've seen them both. I don't have a Dream Mat. Heard really good things. But you know, I crush a lot of hard rock. I crush.
Yes, you do pulverize a lot of material and you pan it out.
But what happens is it becomes a haunted mesh. You know, and I want to get something that can. You know, I have a blue bowl. I have a retort. I actually have a retort right here. Hold on, let me grab it. I got a retort right here. All right.
There you go.
But I want something more for volume. That's the issue. And whenever you get down to 50 to 100 mesh, and I know it seems like a big jump, but really it's really not. It's really not. That becomes like so fine. You know, but I have so much of it that I want to dump it into something bigger. I could run more volume over a bigger surface area than the blue bowl. So it's
the blue bowl's slow and tedious too.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Miller table.
Yeah.
And I have both. I have the blue bowl, and my banjo pan goes under my blue bowl too. I use it there also.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, as a secondary catch, just in case. Because, you know, everything. I don't care.
Yeah.
What they say. If they say it catches 100%, they're flipping liars. Everything loses gold. Everything.
That's why you got to eventually burn it, man. You got to burn it down.
Yeah. And using mercury is not going to kill the world if you use it properly.
Absolutely. I got mercury too, yeah.
Well, you have a retorter. I hope you have mercury, you know. Yeah. But it's a pain in the butt. I've done that stuff too, you know.
It is a pain.
I've roasted black sands and amalgamate gold out of it and pulverize stuff, but not in the. I would pulverize my black sands. I'd run them through a grinder, pulverize them more or less liberating what gold might be trapped in the magnetite and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I roast it, and then I would amalgamate, and then I'd retrieve it. But I'd use acids instead of a retorter.
Yeah. Yeah. The pain is to neutralize, and you have to reverse the process almost. You know what I mean? You have to.
And then you have neutralize your acid, right? Then you have to reclaim the mercury that's
Yeah.
suspended in the acid. You throw in a copper sheet or something so you reclaim the mercury, so you're not throwing out whatever. It's a pain in the butt. I think I should have went with the way of a retorter. Kevin, Gold Hunter 77, good to see you. My brother of another mother, Otis Ferris, representing the Pacific Northwest. Blue Baby 80. Sorry, Willie. I was about to bring up a bad memory. Oh, okay.
Oh, what? Who said that? What?
Baby Blue.
A bad memory of when I chucked a huge piece of gold off the balcony when we're all having a.
Did you do that live?
We did it during a live stream. I was totally on accident. I thought it was just another rock, but oh no, it was a huge fat piece of huge chunk of gold, the size of my thumb probably. And
oh really?
We were having a lot of fun, Ed, and so I figured I had to clean up. And I just threw it. So it took, after I threw it out the next day, I was like, dude, I looked at the guys and I was like, dude, I think I threw out that chunk, man. I can't find it anywhere. So on the bottom of the balcony, there was like 3 or 4 metal detectors going off, just hunting for this thing. And we could not find it. So it's still out there.
Really? And it's that big?
Oh, it's huge. Oh yeah. And it's a glorious piece. It's something that I shouldn't have been messing around with. But stuff happens, dude. I don't know.
Well, at least she goes yes. But you know it's there somewhere.
Yeah, I'll probably visit it in a couple years and chop down some bushes and try to find it, because it was especially with gold prices now, it was pretty significant, man. Like it was a very rare specimen that I plucked from a deposit, as a matter of fact. So,
and that's worth more than spot as it is anyway.
You don't have to rub it in, dude. All right, you don't have to rub in the salt in the wound. All right. I know there's 4 of us. They didn't want to go out there either. They're like, well, if I'm gonna find it, I'm gonna keep it or I'll split it. I was like, all right, dude, whatever, I'll split it. But we're all having a good time. That's what happens, man. Gold, easy come, easy go, Ed. Jeez.
Yeah, you can't eat it, so, and
you could eat it if you wanted to.
Well, we do have a small bit of gold in all of us. They say the Anunnaki made it part of us so we'd be better miners, because some UFO theorists believe that the Anunnaki came down and created the human race to mine gold for them.
Oh yeah, I thought about that a decade ago, man. That's here's the weird thing about gold. Okay, it's just straight up weird. Like if you really think about that metal, it is one of the weirdest metals that we have on this planet. It is. It doesn't corrode. It's highly conductive.
Right.
It's hard as it's you can refine it, you can stretch it. You can stretch it into, oh man, gold is weird. The gold is just one of those things, man. It's super weird. And it's part of us for some reason throughout history too, all documented. Humans love gold. That's how it goes. You know what I really love though is
weird stuff to some people, and I've seen it, almost to a Humphrey Bogart, Sierra Madre type situation, and that can be scary.
Yeah, it can be really depressing.
They're looking for gold, like out back home in Washington and stuff. I didn't pack my gun for cougars and bears. Oh no. I packed my gun for 2-footed humans with bad intent.
That's what Hiroshi always says. He's like, I'm more worried about the 2-legged animals out here.
Right.
I don't know, man. Like I was riding my dirt bike in a wash one time, and from 100 yards away, it looked like a coyote. And as I kept going, I knew the coyote, if I revved it, if I revved my dirt bike up high enough and I rode fast enough and I was big and loud, it would leave. But it was like the only green area in the desert, because it was in a wash where all the water collected. It was like the lowest point. And as I got closer, it didn't move. As a matter of fact, it kind of slunk down. And as I got closer, I realized the tail on this thing was very long and it curved, and it didn't give a shit. It didn't care that I was there. And it was a mountain lion. And so there's two things out here that I'm really worried about is, number one, two-legged people. And then number two is mountain lions.
Yeah, bears never bothered me because they don't, only bad time with the bear in my experience and people that I've known up in the Pacific Northwest is when you're in between mama and baby. That's a bad time. But they're more, if you're noisy, when I'm out prospecting, hiking a trail in the mountains back home or something, here where I am now, I don't have to worry about all the stuff we had to back west. But I'd be making noise. Yo, bear, scat cat.
Yeah.
I'd be hitting the brush with my walking stick and making noise. I'm not hunting, so I don't have to be, I'm hunting rabbits.
Normally, wildlife is like, oh, that's a human. They can smell us from like miles away, whatever. Besides,
I hear us for miles, and I don't even worry. Well, in western side of Washington, we didn't have to worry about poisonous snakes, but I didn't even worry about those growing up in California or when I lived in Arizona. Actually, they taste really good.
They make really good melts.
Tacos, snake tacos.
So out here, we get a lot of pack rats. And what they do is they take like a ton of thorn bushes, anything like jumping cactus. They're really bad, really bad cactus. All the pack rats will use that as a defense, and they'll put that up on a mound of their home, and then it'll deter other animals from coming into their home and all that stuff. But the rattlesnakes or other snakes, there's plenty of other snakes, but I try not to kill the rattlesnakes. I try not to kill the deadly ones because they regulate all the pack rats, and without those snakes, even though
they're there for a reason. I don't kill nothing I won't eat.
Well, there you go.
Unless it's my life on the line, then all's fair. Or my loved one. Gail, Archaeology and Gold, wants to know, do you bring a dog?
Yeah. So Hiroshi brings a dog. I don't bring a dog, and it's because of the cholla cactus. And the dogs, they don't know any better. They just walk just like we do, but they don't have shoes. But the cactus out here will, the cholla are the gnarliest cactus out here. They're barbed, and they'll dig into you, and you'll get infections and stuff. So it's really, really, if you bring a dog out in the desert around cholla, you got to be very careful bringing a dog out here because they can get pretty jacked up. Even you can get jacked up, I'm sure you've seen videos of people falling in chollas. So
you
everything's
get some nasty stuff if you disturb too much of the pack rat nests and stuff too, stuff like valley fever and stuff.
Yeah, so that's another. Yeah, that's another thing out here in the dirt. Basically everything wants to kill you. The sun wants to kill you. The trees want to kill you. The cactus want to kill you. The insects want to kill you. scorpions, rattlesnakes, mountain lions. We do have black bear, Lakes Creek. There was just a mauling a couple of years ago, or maybe last year. There's a black bear that killed somebody. Yeah, it's really like a mini Australia. You know,
you were reading my mind. I was just like, you're just in training for Australia.
yeah. But we don't have brown bears, you know, and we don't have moose. That's a whole nother game. Those two will kill you.
Well, yeah, grizzlies and stuff, but you do have mountain lions, you do have pumas, you do have scorpions and sidewinders and
centipedes and whatever else, you know.
Yeah, some of the centipedes are pretty nasty too.
Oh yeah, I hate centipedes. Scorpions and centipedes are my arch enemy, dude. Like I hate them both to death. God gave us a break by not putting wings on either of those, because if they had wings, we'd all just be dead. Those are horrible.
Rock Butcher says, give me the desert every time. The desert's a beautiful place, but I kind of like the mountains, but I'm getting kind of old for cold and wet.
Yeah, Milwaukee Matt said if moose had wings, moose are,
right.
Moose are insane. Like, I do not want to come across a moose ever. They're like the size of the house, dude. They're the size of the house, and they're just like, if you come across a bull or something like that, oh my goodness, dude, they won't stop. They're giant. They got your number.
Hope you feel better soon, Tammy. She says she has valley fever. I got valley fever. Yeah. Hope you feel better soon, Tammy. And she's from the East Coast. She's a Virginia girl out there in the desert now, you know. So
valley fever is no joke. That'll kill you. You got to really pay attention to that and get that treated.
So is it something that stays with you for pretty much ever once you got it?
You may be more susceptible. I just know that it's really bad. I guess it's a fungal infection.
She says yes. So once you have it, you have it.
Yeah.
I had no symptoms and them.
You know what's crazy is that I've been out in these gold fields and you'll see some handmade signs that some prospector put up as a warning sign. It'll say, warning, this area has the potential for valley fever, or what is it? Some other fungal whatever from the desert dirt. But it'll be like half of you would be like, oh shit, I don't want to get that, and then the other half would be like, well, is it just the prospector because there's gold here? You know, so it's like, is that? It's like, should I keep going, or you know? Because I mean, a lot of these, when you walk up into out in the desert, you'll find a lot of claims that used to be, and when you do your research, there will be claims that, you know, there'll still be signs up because it's very arid and it's very secluded, and the claim no longer exists, but the signs will still be up from the original, you know. And so you'll see some of these warning signs like, this is the valley fever area. But like, nobody's been over there for I don't know how many years. Like, you kind of got to think, is that the guy that was just trying to protect and scare away the potential claim jumpers or something, or you know? But that's not something you ever want to mess with. That's really bad stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad you're doing good, Tammy. asthmatic. I ditched too much school growing up in Southern California, going surfing and chasing girls. Asthma, is that like asthmatic? I don't know. Maybe I just need to redo my glasses or something. I had a CT scan last October. It took over 2 hours, and the pulmonologist said it was smaller, and blood work showed it not active. Very good, Tammy. Very good.
That's the nugget shooterette.
Yeah. If you get valley fever, you find yourself saying things like, "Oh my God, those shoes are so retro," or "She's a cry," asking for a friend. Right? Run, valley fever, Jim. Asymptomatic. Thank you, Bill. No signs of active disease. Okay. Don't.
You know who I want to go nugget hunting with is the nugget shooter himself. I haven't been out with him.
Well, if I get out in the area, there's several people.
You can't forget the nugget shooterette. She goes out there too.
No, of course. But if I go to like the Sonoma County area, I look up like you and Bill and Tammy, go hang out with Jack Tucker a little.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I might see if I could get a free campsite at his place for a day or two.
It's a nice place, man.
But I'd probably go up to Stanton and hang out with Kevin Hoagland or something too. I am an LDMA member, so if I could get in at Staten, I probably would. But I wouldn't mind just hanging out with Jack for a little while. I like Jack. He's not a bad guy.
It's pretty hilarious.
And Tammy says, Kevin is my buddy. I like Kevin. I like Dominic too. So, but I think Kevin lives at Staten now for like 6 months at a time or something. Yeah, Matt, I wouldn't mind getting back down to southern Indiana. This time, no flat tire, huh, buddy? I'll tell you about a night, Willie. Me and Milwaukee Matt, I turned around somewhere at Cottonwood Trails Gold Camp in southern Indiana, southeastern Indiana. There's some pretty good gold there, too. And I ended up getting a branch in my truck tire about the diameter of this UV flashlight, right? About the size of a quarter. And it's like, we need to run to Walmart. And me and Mac go to Walmart. And I'm like, why is my tire, my warning's going off? And it's feeling really weird. And I pull over and I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, we need my little pump's just working to death and not doing nothing on the side of the road. Yeah. And I'm like, we can't change my tire here. So we're gonna get to hold on one second.
Yeah.
Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the super chat, Tammy.
Dang. That's a huge super chat.
Nice. Love you. But I'm like, we need to get to Walmart and I'll change the tire there. So we drive to Walmart. Mac goes in. First time I ever had a flat in this truck, right? And I'm looking for the jack and stuff where it normally would be in like my old trucks. And I can't find it or nothing until I read the manual and found out where it was. But you know how guys are. Manual instructions.
You waste all resources and then you're like, fine, I'll read it.
Right. I better read the manual now. And it's right underneath the passenger seat instead of the back seat where it normally would be.
It's like right there.
So we got it changed and got back to camp. Had a good time with Matt and a bunch of other guys on the gravel bars down at Cottonwood Trails Gold Camp. Very nice place to pay to play. Very nice. The owners of it are here in the chat room now. Cottonwood Trails Gold Camp and Rocker Girl Prospecting. Shannon, great gal. And she can't mistake me for who's that blonde chick. When my hair was almost down to my ass, she saw me from the back and asked someone, I think it was Terry, who's that blonde chick? And Terry just starts laughing and says, that's it. So we kind of have an inside joke with it now. So
that's funny, man. Those were all the trips you go on, all the adventures. If you didn't get a flat tire, maybe you would have remembered it.
Yeah. But Matt, cool guy. Hope to get on the river with you again someday, of course. Right. That ain't no chick. That's a dude. That's it.
Well, when you have hair going down to your ass, that's it's very common. It's very common to get mistaken from behind. Come on, that's the truth.
But that's why I'm afraid of. No, I long hair is such a pain in the ass, but I end up donating it to Wigs.
I was going to ask you. Cool, man. Cool.
Matt, funny. Yeah, I would donate it to Wigs for Kids. They're out of Ohio. They don't sell their wigs. If you donate, do not donate to Locks for Love. They get all the hair donated to them, then they sell the wigs to the patient. Where Wigs for Kids, they get it, they take care of it, and they hook the cancer kids up with a free wig.
Cool.
So, but growing out your hair is such a pain in the ass, gives you headaches. You end up eating the hair in the middle of the night. I don't know how women do it.
I don't know how they do it either, man.
I think now if Heath Doty from Heath Doty Adventures in here, he'd be like, you better grow it back in. Yes, it does.
I had a cousin that was he was a big skateboarder, and every time he'd like go down some flight of stairs, his hair would be like all the way back at the front of the stairs. He eventually donated too because he was just so sick of it. Like it just like I don't understand how women do it. Honestly, I don't. Because
it's a chore, Takes longer to wash. It's more pain in the butt. Takes longer for your hair to dry. You eat it. You roll over it. You get tangled in it. Oh my God. It's And in my line of work, I had it pulled back in the tail all the time.
Right.
So, I don't want something happening to my scalp on the job, that's for sure. So it was back in the tail all the time. And after a while, I just started getting some bad headaches and stuff. And because I always had it tailed back. So, but Tammy says, because we are badass. You're right, Tammy. Women can go through pain that would kill a man. Don't let any man tell you otherwise.
Unless there's a spider or something, or scorpion. Well, actually, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I hate scorpions. I'll use whatever I got, whatever arsenal I got for a scorpion, and I'm from the desert. I hate scorpions. But they do go through a lot of pain. It's really funny though. They can do childbirth and all that stuff, but like, there's some other things though that they really honed in on. They really honed in on like some of the, like my wife, for example. Like if I bumped her arm like passing in the hallway or something like that, she'd be like, "Ow!" I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Are you joking me right now? Like, you can give childbirth. What are you saying out for?" Like, I got my arm finished by 2 5-inch range pipes. I wasn't saying ow. It's definitely a different threshold of pain for sure.
Yeah, women can put up with some serious pain because I've witnessed
they're dealing with
2 of my 3 children's birth that my old lady went through or my ex went through with childbearing. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm surprised her head didn't spin around in a circle though when she's going, "I hate you. It's all your fault."
Like an exorcist, like
Right. Mr. Lodax wondering, do you have any gold porn this time? Last time you got in your safe and you showed some gold porn.
Yeah. Well, hold on.
Right. Yeah, you did this to me. It's all your fault. Brian Wilder, American Gold Prospectors.
American Gold Prospector, baby. Yeah, hold on. Give me a minute, though. All right. Is that cool? You can capture on my chat real quick?
Yeah, sure. Not a problem. I'll make me big. All right. For all you gold perverts out there, our friend Willie's gonna get in his stash. He don't want to show no one where all his bounty is. It's not your fault. All you did was poke a little fun at her, and she took it seriously. Bill. Right. Wow, she wasn't saying that in the delivery room, let me tell you. But I have much respect for the female race, and any man who isn't in the delivery room when their wife's or significant other is giving birth to their child, you are a fool and you're missing out on creation and the magic of creation right there. Just poof. Oh, you make my heart feel good, Nugget. Shooterette. All of you do, though. Even that Brian Wilder guy who comes in here and puts in a bunch of numbers. No, I'm messing, Brian. Love you, bro. It is a miracle every time, Gail, without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's such a beautiful thing. Nelson M, David Nelson, how you doing? David Nelson, to win the giveaway. You know we don't do numbers for giveaways here, Brian. That was my first year of live streaming 7 years ago or something. We use other means. Oh, so don't want to flash the bird at you. I must be losing something in translation via. I gave all three of mine their first kiss, slimy and all seconds after coming to the world. Wouldn't trade that for the world, right, Jim? Yeah, it was so precious holding that cute little precious thing right out of the oven. We're talking childbirth.
Yeah, I figured.
Oh, numbers. Right. I get you, David. I get you.
So, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about metal detecting? You want to talk about gold? You want to show gold? What do you want to do, man?
Well, my normal gold pervs, we all like gold porn. You know that. We did it to you 2 years ago in the last show, so.
Yeah, what do you want? You want to see a specimen, a nugget, or something like that? A lot of people have vials and stuff, but I just got a bunch of. I got you. You want to see you? You want to see what you look like? Hold on.
Oh, cool.
Is that coming in okay?
Yeah, I can see it on a cool little pyrite piece.
Yeah.
Good night, honey. Hey, where's my hug? She's coming. Sorry. Granddaughter attack.
I can hear the pitter patter on the floor. Oh, there she is.
Love you.
Sweet dreams.
Hey, right here to all the people.
I did.
You did?
Hi.
Okay. All right. Sweet dreams, honey. Love you.
Bye.
Good night. Love you. There's precious little gifts you can return to their maker. Spoil them and return them. Here you go.
That's not funny, man. All right, that's bad. Don't do that stuff.
Oh, you'll be doing it when you're a grandfather, believe me.
Oh, no. I'm going to fall off a cliff one of these days. All right, I'll show you one of my, this is one of my most precious pieces. I haven't really talked about it, I think, a lot. And this led me to something much bigger. But imagine like out in the desert, and then you're seeing like a split hill, and there's this dike that pops up, like a dike, like let's just say it's a basalt dike or whatever it is.
Right.
And so I'm using the metal detector, and I'm just going back and forth. And then right near the base of this dike, this thing pops up, and it may be hard to see, but I wanted to kind of show you this because this is one of the biggest indicators I've ever had, and hopefully it comes in okay. But do you see the size of this?
Yeah, it looks like about the size of a $50.
Mhm.
Ooh, look. I see something that sure looks like gold all riddled through it.
It's definitely riddled through it.
My address is 802 South.
This comes fresh off the dike, man. There's a lot more. You see the surface area right here? The surface of
Yeah.
this? All right. So you see all the brown and all that? Just don't worry about that because that's a very thin candy shell.
Okay.
There's a lot more gold in this than it's showing. But
Oh, I bet.
that was from a dike. And then after that, this one I showed, I think, before. But what's really cool about this one, this is the secondary. This one looks like the United States of America. And it's a gold specimen. I hope it comes in okay on the camera. But if you look at it, you see California on my thumb.
Yeah, then Florida at your pinky and your middle finger as Maine.
That definitely looks like the United States of America, right? Kind of. I mean, I guess we got the Gulf of America down here, or USA, but anyways, same with this one. You see the ridge right there?
Ooh, right on top.
Yeah, it's on California. If you look at it right, you see it. But it does go through all the way. But it's really weird though that that a lot of it's showing in California. Well, you know how we are. We love to look at things like as far as nuggets, if it has character, what it looks like, and all that stuff. But this one's like one of my most prized gold specimens because this was after, what's really weird, man. Somebody passed that I was very close to, that we loved, and it feels like there's a weird connection going out and being attuned to the earth and Mother Nature. That when something significant changes, you're more grounded, and a lot of this stuff came because of that. I think, anyways. Maybe that's just me.
And you found that with your detector on that dike? Was it a buried dike? Did you get down to it? Did you have to dig to it like that one spot? Or was it an outcropping?
Well, it was a dike, but it has quartz stringers through it. So that, I guess, it's a cross between an outcropping and a dike. But no, this one was exposed. Remember, it's still there's a lot of areas that are still the Wild West, and a lot of it, sometimes you can walk 2 feet and hit something, or you can walk 100 feet or more, and it's the desert's weird, man. It's whenever we get water, it's either a ton of it or barely a little bit, over the years. And a lot of the erosion that comes into these rich gold-bearing areas has a lot to do with wind. So whenever we get rain, sometimes it can really, really be significant. And it can expose a ton, but a lot of it comes from wind, because we're out in the desert. If you're following what I'm saying, is that we're not water heavy. Water will carry down all the minerals and scrape and carve with water. The water is very important out here. So there's some areas out here that really don't get to see a lot of water, and so over the eons, air and the particles that travel through the air, some of it's still untouched out here. And I believe that some of this came from those areas that were just nothing but, over the years and years and years, just nothing but air and dust and dirt flowing through the air. So the first one was exposed. The second one I dug up. This one that I'm about to show, a very cool story, I think, anyways. Remember in the beginning I said that I would document all of my stuff just because I had the camera and I would go out by myself. And then over the years, along came others.
Mhm.
But I would always have a camera on me, just whatever. Like I just wanted to just record it for some reason. And I think it's a lot of it has to do with watching YouTube and, like Bill Southern and Jack or whoever would always have a camera. And so I would always document everything. So I would hunt this area and I had my camera posted up on this rock. And I would go metal detect below it. The camera would be looking up on a higher elevation, and I would be down. And so I hunted this whole area. I did a grid. I hunted this whole patch, and I said, well, my camera was just on this, but I haven't hunted the area because the camera was on it. Now, of course, the metal detector would go off if my camera was around. So I moved the camera higher up, and I took off the rock that the camera was on, and I started metal detecting, and this is what the camera was on the entire time. And this was another very significant indicator. Hopefully it comes in good. I don't have any water on me, but you can see the size of it here.
Oh yeah. And look at that top ridge of it.
So all the yellow that you see here, and that's just what's exposed.
Right.
To be honest, it does go through this entire piece all the way through the back. And what I did is
have you ever thought about using muriatic acid or vinegar to dissolve some of the host and just leave the gold like Mr. Gold Dave does from Gold Bay?
Yes, I have thought about it, and it depends on the gold and where it came from and how it is. I'm very particular about that. I feel like it's far more precious in its natural state without trying to disturb it. As a matter of fact, a lot of the times I'm touching this stuff and I don't even want to touch it. I love it. Like I love the raw state of where it is because it's, well, back in the day, man, like they would they would just melt whatever. They would refine it and they would get their bars and they would do whatever. I feel like it's far more rare to have the host and everything as one, hardly touched but plucked. And that's why I showed the first one, is because it came right off that dike. I could refine it, but I don't feel like
that's a good way to look at it. There's stories of. Have you ever heard of Liberty, Washington, or the Blewett Pass area of Washington? It's very Liberty, Washington. Parts of it is very famous for their crystalline gold and their ancient river channel, but crystalline gold in the Blewett Pass area. There's been known that old timers have found crystalline gold so beautiful they left it where they found it.
Oh wow.
Because back in those days they'd take it to a stamp mill or to a Astoria, and it'd be ground down and then melted into a button or a bar or something.
Yeah, we lost a lot of specimens that way because they wanted the money, man. And
they didn't look at it as specimen value like we do in the 20th and 21st century.
Yeah, absolutely. Things have changed, man, because that the old timers would go out and they would walk and find, speaking of Rich Hill, like they would walk and find potato size, nuggets specimens.
Right.
And they'd be like, well, here it is. I can afford to feed my family. and keep my property and, pay my taxes and all that. But now population and the way that everything's going with gold is that, they want that price of refined gold, and they don't care, especially with the bigger mining operations. But today, let's just say if I had a lot of money, I would be, if I had a ton of money and I just didn't care about money, a lot of my money would be going towards this museum of incredibly rare specimens or rocks or whatever, And I feel like a lot of people just want to cash in and they want to get this, but I feel like the state that this is in, it's far more valuable to me anyways, because it's becoming less or fewer and fewer of specimens like this.
Well, Rock Butcher Jim, he's like, back when gold was 16 an ounce, nuggets were just a payday. Now they are collectible. And you're right. Definitely right.
Don't forget, Mr. Lowe, don't forget to hit the like button or Gail will smash your specimens.
Yeah, not everything you want to smash, Gail. I know you brought it up. It's tempting, though. It's tempting. But there's a story about a specimen that was found here in Ohio, actually. Ooh, look at that. I see all kinds of sizes in there.
Some of them
nuggets, pickers, fine.
Here's a...
Don't spill that on your shag carpet there.
Oh, I know. I actually did. I did one time. And I had to get the freaking microscope out, man. I was like plucking it with tweezers. I was like, what did I do, man? But here's a beauty. I don't like touching this one, but let me know if you guys can spot the gold. I'll lick one corner of it. I'll lick this corner real quick. It tastes so good. Oh, yeah, that's definitely gold. All right.
Tastes like you, Cornel. Ooh.
So you see all the yellow from here?
802 South. Flash your pan care of Edmond.
This is definitely a treat. I love it. This is one of my favorites right here. You see that?
Ooh. I'm drooling right now. Gee whiz. Nice. There's your retirement right there, your pension. Eat it. Right, Brad? Eat it. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people that aren't familiar, and I know you and pretty much everybody in the chat, they're familiar with this stuff, but a lot of people just want to see, a gold nugget or whatever. But like I said, I'm very partial to, the host and where it came from and its natural state. And as a matter of fact, when I pulled that one out, I tried to get it all in one piece, but decomposing granite and everything else, like I couldn't. There was there's no way to do this because of how basically the matrix was formed. So
right.
I got a lot more. I don't know if you want me to keep going, but yeah.
Sure. They won't mind, I'm sure.
This all came from metal detecting and prospecting too, by the way. Just are you familiar with the loaming process?
Welding process?
Loaming. Oh, Dorothy just sent you a super chat.
Yeah, loaming.
Yeah.
You can't heart super stickers. Oh man, I didn't know that. You can heart super chats, but not super stickers. Here, Dorothy, this is for you.
Oh yeah, super chat.
Thanks for the super chat. Much love, Dorothy. Thank you.
No, the loaming process is like, have you ever seen the Ballad of Buster Scruggs?
Yes. Where you pin down gold load from Placer.
Yeah, so basically what he was doing there was he went down to the river where everything's already eroded. Mother Nature did the job, found some gold, and then it was like, well, where's this gold coming from? And then he started working up the hill.
Right.
And what he would do is go left to right, and then you would just do some markers here and there, and then you would basically start from this area.
I didn't know the term loaming, but I know the practice of what they're doing it, and essentially at the peak of it is where the source should be.
Yeah,
you
so
sample, and until you don't get any colors, then you go back the other way and up higher.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's
the old
that's the
timers
loaming
did
process.
it all the time.
And the new timers should be doing it too, because that's basically the real way to gold prospect. You know, there's a lot of hunting for nuggets or whatever, but there's also, well, depending on your area, there is the potential for what's called pocket gold, and pocket gold is it's a a locked up area, and people think like a pocket of nuggets is hiding underneath a rock and all that, but that's not the case. Pocket gold is something that's locked up from a very eroded area, but it doesn't see a whole lot of water. It's an arid area, but it comes from like a very rich deposit that hasn't broken loose yet and fallen down into the stream or the riverbed, whatever you want to call it, dry wash area. And there's still areas out there that exist like that. And whenever you're in metal detecting country, that's where the metal detectors nowadays, anyways, can really come in handy. And so I used the metal detector to do a lot of loaming. Here's my absolute favorite piece called the Pac-Man. But it's this huge, bigger than my hand piece. And you can see a little piece coming out of it right here. You see that?
Yeah, right out of his mouth.
Yeah, and then on the other side too. Oh, here it is. So what I did is I don't know if you can see that. You see that gold?
Oh, yeah, I see it, and it looks like a little bit of quartz hanging in there too.
So I took a continuity tester and I put it here, and then
it goes all the way through.
All the way through it, yeah. I even put it on
nice
on this area back here that you can't really see on the camera. But yeah, it's super heavy. I hate touching it, but you know, we're on Flash on the Pans live stream, so we got to touch it. So
you were kind of this way the last time we were having you get in your goodies too.
Yeah. Well, I'll do it for you, Ed. I'm a big fan of yours. You know, you tell me how high I gotta jump.
Oh, you're too kind, Brad. Too kind.
Here's another one right here. Here's another chunk.
Oh, beautiful. I'd be really damn tempted to leave it like that. Have you ever thought about slabbing any?
Slabbing any? Oh, like cutting it?
Yeah.
I have been.
Slabs and polish it.
Super tempted, man. I'm so tempted, but at the same time, like there's that primary side of me is like, don't you do it, you idiot. Don't you do that. But then the other side of me is like, oh man, that would look so cool. You know, that is a battle that I wager quite often, honestly, internally. Thanks for asking. That's a really good question.
What is it? That's gold specimens, Moto. Yes, it is a beautiful piece. Old Brad Welsh from down under. Crush it, just crush it. Nah. Ooh. Looked like it traveled a little, but not a lot.
Not a lot. Not this one, anyways. This one here was from Jeff Williams. Said this one looks like a tooth.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that one's actually wrapped in quartz. I heard that I should make this into a pendulum or whatever whatever the ladies call it. I don't know what that
Pendant?
is. Yeah, pendant. Yeah. But no, there's I had to dig all this up, man. I buried this out in the desert somewhere. Here's a really cool one. This one I hate touching. This one's a monster. Look at the size of this thing. All right, here we go.
Jeez.
So I know
your wife hasn't increased your life insurance policy, has she?
Yeah, she did. She did.
Oh
no!
The joys of live entertainment here, everybody.
There we go.
Yes, that is a pretty one, isn't it? Kayla could wire wrap either of those nuggets into something amazing. Oh, yeah, she could. Definitely.
Well, a lot of the stuff, like I said, I don't like to. I think it's becoming more rare and rare as you go on, but there are some beautiful, super beautiful nuggets or specimens, I should say, that I've seen cleaned up. But that's, I mean, I don't know. I'm not the collector. I just go out and I find it and I appreciate it. There's a difference, man.
Right?
Yeah, there's a difference.
My doggone tabs for my displaying us are kind of jacked on StreamYards tonight for some reason.
That's why
Moto mining was like, how seriously, how do you keep that carpet clean?
Yeah, I know. I'm known for dropping gold, man. I don't know.
Now, when you vacuum that room or your gold room or sweep your gold area, do you go through your dustings?
There is one area, but it's outside. This gold isn't I don't really fiddle with it a lot. But when I crush or pulverize the ore outside, I got to go through every single nook and cranny, and then I have to use a HEPA bag on the vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to burn the vacuum and then I have to run water through the hose because it's like a corrugated hose, and it'll get trapped. And there's a lot of gold that gets trapped in the hose, and it gets trapped in the bag. Because whenever you polarize it, it's so enriched. Like there's probably gold on my finger right now from, you know what I mean? It's like the stuff.
I've seen your setup when you're crushing it before, and you had the HEPA vac going, and those shop vacs, they're too bad they don't have a smooth wall hose you could use for them instead of a corrugated one. And you talked about that during the live.
Yeah, Hiroshi set one up. I don't know how he did it, but that's exactly what I got to do. But for now, all I'm doing is run a water through that, and then I got to burn. As a matter of fact, I have to burn. I was supposed to burn a bag yesterday. I didn't get time, but I got to burn a bag and then pan it out because it's super fine, man. Like some of this gold, and by the way, like a lot of people don't like super fine gold because it's such tedious work, but like it really adds up. It really adds up fast. But whenever you crush it, that's just what you got to do, man.
I keep all my sweepings from my shop, and I'll pan it. I'll classify out all the cigarette butts and junk, and then I'll pan it.
Yeah,
like you, Moto, I'll find some nice stuff, and I'm like, how the hell did that get on my floor? You know, I know it's happened to friends like Ray Russo and some other people, and you know, send me a bag of your floor sweeping sometime.
You know what? I got some stuff for you, man. Just send me the PO box, and I'll send you mine. Because I definitely want the dream mat. Don't think I forgot about that.
No, I'll send you one. I won't even make the deal that I made with Swiftwater Tony for you. I'll send it to you just so you can try it. Even if you don't have a gold cube, it's 1 foot by a foot, more or less, to fit in a tray of a gold cube. But you could put it anywhere. You could make a box for it and use it somehow. I'll send you one.
You remember the drop riffle sluice that I used? That little mini high banker?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, drop riffle sluices are awesome. I love them. But the thing with that is that you could drop any mat in there that you want. So I added gold miners moss, and then I put some matting in there, this and that and the other thing. But like, I definitely have been wanting to put a dream mat in there, just because like you see all those videos of the dudes using it, and you're like, oh man, that looks so good. Like I feel like it would catch a lot of gold. Even though
and it's super quick to clean out too. And do a cleanup in it is like a clean out with it is super quick. Super quick.
Gold says Dream Mat Aussie invention.
No, it ain't. Dustin has the license from David Peterson to manufacture and sell Dream Mat in Australia, Caleb. David Peterson in Montana invented the Dream Mat. Sorry. But I hate to call you out in public on that, but I will. You know. But Dustin from, what is it, Pack Rat or something, he has the license to make all the Dream Mat products. He was the first one to make the pockets loose. He talked to David Peterson, and he was making the pockets loose, and you could see gold rat high bankers right here, because he was the first to make the pockets loose. I could send you one of these.
Yeah, pockets loose. That's what I was thinking that you had.
You know, I got that.
Whatever you do, just
do you have a banjo pan?
Yeah, I have a banjo pan, yeah.
Okay, I'll send you one of these.
Well, I have like a... all right, so let me...
Do you put the banjo pan underneath your blue bowl?
So, all right, so when I'm thinking of the banjo, okay, it's an open mouth, just like a sluice box or a sluice. Let's just figure a sluice. You know how they have that flared out mouth for the water coming in? So what I'm picturing, and I wish I had it with me. I didn't know that you were going to start talking about the banjo, but it literally looks like a banjo. It has a flared out mouth, and you can put a bucket on it. Actually, it's rounded on the other half, and then it's just a sluice. So you have a wide open banjo mouth, or like a base of a banjo.
Oh, that must be a different banjo sluice than the banjo pan.
Well, so it's a banjo sluice, but it's a banjo mouth. I don't know how else to say it. It looks literally like a banjo. And then so the base of that banjo is where the water comes in, and then the sluice is the neck of that guitar, if that makes sense. It's rounded, and you can even put a bucket on there. I think Sluice Fox actually makes it. They sent
Okay,
Sluice
because
Fox sent me one of those. Sluice Fox, just
here's
Google Sluice Fox banjo.
okay. Here's what I was thinking of when. Here, I'll show it to you when you were talking about banjo pan. This one is invented by Mike Pung.
Okay, it's the same concept. Okay, but cut out the top of that pan so water can come in.
Okay.
This is almost the same thing except for there's an open mouth on the other side. So check out the just Google Sluice Fox banjo, and then click on images, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's the same concept, except for you can run that in a river, or a creek.
Oh, it's made by Sluice Fox.
Yeah, Sluice Fox.
Speed Flare Banjo Box.
Yeah, they call it the Speed Flare, I think. It's the same damn thing, except for an open mouth.
Okay. See, here's how I have mine set up. This is actually Toledo Jess's set up. My old co-host.
Yeah. The way you set it, if that is the one that you're talking about, then dropping it underneath your blue bowl, though, that makes a hell of a lot more sense to me now because it's enclosed for the pants. Right? Yeah, there you go.
They stay. Okay, they're back. We're back. This is exactly how I have my blue bowl set up.
That's right 100% legit right there. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
I don't have the Dream Mat in the blue bowl. I think it's a waste of time, but I do have the Dream Mat in the banjo pan underneath my blue bowl. So
yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So what do you want? Do you want the 1x1? It'd be the micro pattern, which is this one, great for fine gold. Or do you want one of these? Or do you want one of these? Or maybe both.
What are we trading here, man? I feel like I'm getting set up, man. What do you want?
Well, for you, I'll just send it. If you want to send me something, I'm not going to argue. No, I don't need your retorter.
How about this giant chunk of rainbow fluorite right here?
I don't know if you want to spend that on shipping.
Oh my God, that thing's so heavy.
That's pretty.
I'm always thankful, man. I'm always grateful. I'm always thankful. You send whatever, I will eat it up and I'll do a video on it.
Well, text me your mailing address. I don't have a PO, and I'll text you my mailing address. So I had a PO, but I don't get tons of mail, not as much as I like, but hey, it's all good.
Yeah, I'll experiment with anything, man. I don't know how many times I don't know how many things I've tried, and I know that you know exactly what I'm talking about, but something for the blue bowl though, for sure. So I figure maybe the pocket or something I could drop into a smaller sluice that runs out. I noticed that they cut that bucket.
Yeah, you cut the bucket, and it sits really nice. You can make it so it sits exactly how it's supposed to, because there's a ramp on the and I don't think they're really too bad right now on prices, but right here there's a ramp from the banjo part to the nugget trap. And when that's level, you're right at the right angle that Mike Pun intended it to be for the sluice action. And it works great with either, it comes with vortex matting, conveyor belt matting, which works great, but I prefer Dream Mat. And this will slip right into where the original mat goes. Right in it.
I think Dorothy was asking, can you use that in place that won't let you use a sluice box? I think
you can use the banjo pan and pans only areas. Yes, you can, Dorothy. Billy's pretty much said it up here. The banjo pan can be used in places that are pans only. Yes. Lynx Creek is pans only, isn't it? Or can you use sluices on Lynx?
It just depends if you're on like private property, but the recreational area, it's nothing but nothing motorized. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, so you can still use a sluice box.
Well, there's why you got to do this on live, Ed? I think there's a gray area. I think technically you can still, and you should be able to use a sluice. Look, a lot of this legislation, all this stuff that was put in place was to prevent the area from being tarnished and trashed.
Right.
So like, you don't want a bunch of clowns going out there with their dredges, which I've seen many times at Lynx Creek. You don't want somebody running a generator all the time,
Right.
It's just a lot of that stuff was to prevent people from destroying the area. So that's why those laws are in place. So like, if you're being respectful, and there's many local stories they've had an 8-foot hole, they've had a lot of equipment out there, and it came down to a slap of the hand. But those people were also respected community members that did reclamation and contributed to the area, which is vital. So there's laws that prevent people that trash it. So I think sluice down Lynx Creek would be acceptable. I mean, why not? You're not really hurting much. It's just they're trying to prevent it from getting trashed. But follow your local rules. Do your job.
Yeah. It's always wise, because then they'll close it off if you don't. And it's the idiots that like dig in banks and trash the place and other stuff. And
well, you know how it is in California with the dredging rules and and how the locals are, and how even the enforcement is out there. It's right place, right time kind of thing, and making sure you're just a decent person, I think. But as far as the black and white and the ink goes, I would just do research personally.
Right.
Yeah. There's always a fine line there.
Well, 2 hours has flown by, Brad.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I haven't showed you the good stuff and talked about good stuff and all my secrets, and it's all right, whatever.
Well, we'll have to get you on again in another year or so. And I can only Gail. Gotta
wait a second.
hard on that.
You're gonna split all these, right? I mean, am I getting paid for this, Ed? I mean, come on. I didn't ask for it ahead of time.
I'm sending you some Dream Map product.
I just playing.
But this is for you, Gail. This is for you.
Thanks for the super chat.
It's audience, man. It's the real community.
You're awesome, Gail. And Bent Fork Mining just showing his support for the past 6 months as a channel member. Channel members do get early access to all my shorts. And when I start doing more long form videos, they'll be definitely be getting early access to that. I see my good friend in here. I see Grease Monkey Prospecting, Rose Nose Monkey Fest. Yeah. That will be at a disclose. Gotta pay to know where it's at type thing.
Sounds
but it's gonna be a great time.
sounds like a great area.
When I add my flash bashes, and if I do another flash bash, it's an outing over a weekend, but I don't broadcast to everybody where it's at. You know, if you want to go, it's a set price for the whole weekend, because I would lease like an Ohio State Prospectors Association lease. I would kind of sublease it for a weekend from the club I belong to, or I'd use a friend's campground and sublease it for the weekend at a set price. And I've talked to Cottonwood Trails about it before. And the people that pay to come, there's a free meal involved and lots of prizes and stuff. Great camaraderie with other YouTubers and prospectors. And they're the only ones that know where it's at.
It's a super secret show.
Pretty much. But it's a great time.
What kind of price we're talking here, man? Like, what's going on here? I don't know anything about it.
It's in Central Ohio at a nice location. At one time, it was $50 for the weekend. I don't know what the price is now. And I forget, I have it on my calendar somewhere, because I'm going to one day of it. But I paid $20 for one day, just because they're my good friends and people I've hung out with and had a good time. $60. Okay, now.
Ohio?
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, you can open carry in Ohio.
Yes, you can. Don't even need you can conceal carry without a permit too.
Yeah.
Well, right. I don't agree with concealed carry permits anyway. My Constitution is my concealed carry permit.
Let's dig into that, Ed. Let's go ahead and get into your thoughts about the Constitution and how things are going. Maybe another time.
Maybe another time on another show. There'll be more. But I am a constitutionalist. What I call myself really is kind of an oxymoron type thing, because one hand of it is like no government and the other is some form, right? Self-govern. I would call myself a constitutional anarchist.
Well, that's catch-22.
Well, true anarchy would never happen.
Yeah.
It's like anarchy looks good on paper, like socialism and communism do too, but it never works out because of the human factor. Now, the Constitution we're supposed to be self-governed, but it's gone to hell in a handbasket in this modern world.
Since I got you on here, you're live. I wanted to ask you something real quick. When are
Okay,
you going
sure.
to get into, or you know what? I'm going to have you as my guest. So I'm going to start asking these questions because I'm going to dig deep. But when are you going to start doing stuff like the Anunnaki and, more of the theoretical things, as far as, your beliefs and, like you said, you're a constitutional anarchist. When are you going to start digging into that stuff? Because I'll be glued if you start talking about some of this stuff.
I do have another channel that I've played with a couple of times, and I might bring it back and just call it like my opinion or something.
There you go.
Something. And it's
all right. Let me ask you a question real quick. I'm not trying to interrupt, but all right, tell me.
It's okay.
How were the pyramids? Like, what do you think about how they were built and all that stuff?
Well, I don't. I believe in interdimensional beings, as in angels and demons. And
perfect response.
I don't believe in little green men from Mars.
Okay.
But I think they're pre-Great Flood, and they were helped built by the Nephilim.
All right, so you don't think the Egyptians built the pyramids, is what I'm saying, right?
I think they're pre-Egyptian, Exodus Egyptians, for sure the Sphinx. I think the Sphinx was there way before the Great Pyramids, and it shows signs of water erosion. And the Sierra Desert happened to be a very different place at one time than it is now.
Yeah, you watch a lot of Bright Insight. What is his name? Jimmy something? Jimmy Corsetti? Have you seen any of his videos? Yeah, Jimmy Corsetti. You should probably write that down. Bright Insight. Yeah, he went over all of that. That's why I was trying to pick your brain on that, man. I'm gonna have you. I'm gonna do a live with you, and I'm just gonna pick your brain on all of this. I think it'd be fun.
I don't believe in a flat Earth, Moto. I think the Earth's a sphere, and Brad Wells says the pyramids are older than the Egyptian civilization.
I think a lot of people would agree with
you. So, yes, I do think so.
Sorry to blast you, man. I just wanted to ask you that.
It's okay. I'm pretty much an open book. I'm going to eat some mushroom and replay this live stream. There you go, Brian.
Yeah, he was on Gold Bearing C2, right? Am I saying that right? It's been so long since I. Yeah, he went down with a bloody nose. He was diving and he came back and his ears were bleeding and everything, right? Oh shit, we lost it. Damn it! I don't even know if I'm still here. Bearing C Gold, thank you, Mr. Lodak. Thank you. Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, he's one of my favorites on that show for sure.
Recording. Are we back? We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
Oh,
don't worry, Ed. I filled in for you. Jeez, you owe me some of those super chat.
Yeah, Bearing C Gold. He worked on Vern Atkins' boat.
Yeah. I remember
the Wild Ranger, and then he started working behind the camera. for Raw Productions. Brian's a really great guy. I first met Brian up in Vermont, at an outing my friend Adam put together. And Brian's been to my house and kicked back as he was traveling west. Brian's a good guy. Mitch, how you doing, Graveyard Prospecting? Yeah, he had an issue with his eardrum, that he did, huh, Brian? But Brian's a good guy, man. You should see his gold collection. His Maine collection. Oh yeah, there's no gold in Maine.
No, he said he was going to let me know next time he was down in Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to hang out with that guy, man. His work
Oh, Brian's wicked cool too. And you should see, he has a video where he's with the guy who's killed it up on Rich Hill outside of Staten. I guess the guy has claims up there or something. Kills it.
Yeah, take me, please. I'll work for free.
Work for free. Why gold in the house? Good seeing you, Rob. But yeah, unfortunately, I start a job tomorrow, a new job. Yeah. I am the superintendent on this job. So, you know, when you're running the job, you do have to show up a lot earlier than normal.
Yeah.
So, because I'd love to go deeper into overtime with you, Brad.
No, it's cool, man. Hey, you gotta let's kill it. I just want to say thank you to you.
But anytime you want me on and you want to dig deeper into other stuff, I don't mind.
I do. Look, I got a microphone.
I'm an open book. I believe in Jesus Christ, and I believe in creation. And
I'm switching gears, man. I want to investigate into these guys like yourself that you gain a lot of knowledge, okay? Like, obviously, you know, you're older than I am, okay? And this is where I learned, is from the guys that are 10 steps ahead of me. And I think I want to start opening up that page. So thank you. Yeah, I'm definitely going to drag you in to the pit, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm planning it. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, he is, Graveyard. Vern is quite a character. Those boys at the Red Dirt Nation are going to have fun with Vern's on. Yeah. I'll have to drop a hint to Travis, like bring up gas cans, government regulations on gas can nozzles or something. That will rev Vern up. I think we did that on the show when he was on one time. But yeah, Brian, he'll look you up when he comes to Arizona. If he says it, he'll do it. And you'll like his company, Willie. I'll definitely vouch for him.
I'm sure he can hike a mountain. I know he can dive, but I'm sure he can hike some foothills around here, right? They're not too rugged, right? It's not like we're in the Rockies.
You see what he does in Maine and stuff. Oh yeah. No doubt.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me, man. I know you got a job.
Dream that is a pyramid scheme. Whatever, Moto. I'm gold recovery and simplicity. Loyal. I'm not brand loyal. I tell David that all the time. If there comes out something better, I might jump ship. But I have to say they've been very good to me, and you're probably just busting my balls like you always do. See what I did there? Yeah, right. Everybody, thanks for joining me tonight. Next week is our open line Tuesday. And then April 1st, we have Justin Peterson from Gold Rush Whitewater joining us. But yeah. Brad, thanks again for joining us. I greatly appreciate it.
We appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Everybody out there, thank you very much for sharing your last 2 hours and 20 minutes or 2.5 hours with me. I greatly appreciate it. So until next time, may you always have a flash in your pan. And you know what I like to say, because it does happen. Ask Brian Wilder. Ask J.P. Lonzamore. Ask Grease Monkey Prospecting. It does happen. Maybe one day, too, we'll meet you on the river or in the dry wash with his or something. You never know. Menards, Lowe's, who knows? Good night, everybody. God bless. Love you all. Why? I'm blowing the kiss to the ladies, guys. So
yeah, sure.
Settle down.
I think it was for me.
That one might have been, Willie.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. We're out of here.
Tuesday night Hangout Live. We've had our fun. The battery was strong. The night's been won. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon. Tuesday night Hangout Live is for all of you. FlashFam forever. We'll keep the vibe. Catch us next time. Let's keep
Night
it
comes to a
live.
close. We're feeling great. FlashFam is together. Whenever it feels just right. The wonderful guests, good times, and so much fun. Tuesday Night Hangout Live will return very soon. Thank you for joining us. It's been a fantastic time. Camaraderie is strong, and we're built to last. Till next time, we look forward to seeing you again. Tuesday Night Hangout Live will be back soon. Give us a like. Don't say goodbye. Just see you later. FlashFam forever. Until we meet again.